Hi everyone, this is Stella and welcome to Stella Music Theory. Today we are going to go over some exercises from Chapter 1 in the Grade 1 Discovering Music Theory workbook. Let's get started. Today we are going to start with time signatures. 2/4, 3/4 or 4/4 time. A time signature tells us how many beats there are in each bar. At grade 1, we will encounter the time signatures used for music containing 2, 3, or 4 beats in a bar. As you can see, there are two numbers in a time signature. For example, 2/4 time. We have a top number, just circle it in orange. The top number of the time signature shows you number of beats in each bar. So if we are in 2/4 time, the top number is 2. The 2 means there are 2 beats in each bar. And the bottom number shows you what the time value of the beat is. So here I'm going to use a green color for the bottom number. It is a 4. Now at grade 1, the bottom number is always 4, which means that the beat is always measured in crotchet. So 4 means a crotchet is 1 beat. So if you combined the top number with the bottom number together, 2/4 time means 2 beats in a bar, and bottom number 4 means crotchet is 1 beat. So 2/4 time just means 2 crotchet beats in a bar. Let's take a look at the box here. Here we have 2/4 time, like we said earlier. Top number is 2, bottom number 4 means crotchet is 1 beat. So 2/4 time means 2 crotchet beats in a bar. You see that there is a double bar line here. So within this bar, we have 2 beats only. So the first crotchet will be beat 1, and the second crotchet will be beat 2. And next one, we have 3/4 time. In 3/4 time, the top number is now changed to 3, so it means 3 beats in a bar. Bottom number is still 4, so it still means crotchet is 1 beat. So 3/4 time means 3 crotchet beats in a bar. It doesn't really mean that there are 3 crotchets, because it will be boring if all the beats are just crotchet, right? We want to have a variety of beats, so it can be, like 2 quavers to show 1 crotchet beat, or we can use 1 minim to show 2 crotchet beats. Altogether, we have a value of 3 crotchet beats in a bar. So here the first crotchet would be beat 1, second crotchet would be beat 2, and third crotchet would be beat 3. And of course, this is the double bar line. Next, we have 4/4 time. Top number is now 4, so there are 4 beats in each bar. Bottom number is still 4, which means crotchet is 1 beat. So 4/4 time means 4 crotchet beats in a bar. This crotchet will be beat 1, this will be beat 2, this one will be beat 3, and this will be beat 4. And this is the end of the bar. Next, let's take a look at exercise 5 together. Exercise 5, circle true or false for each of these statements about time signatures. Question A, statement says the top number tells you how many beats there are in each bar, and the answer is true. B, statement is the bottom number tells you how many bars there are in each piece. Now we know that the bottom number actually tells you what kind of note is one beat. Like 4 means a crotchet get 1 beat. So it doesn't really tell you how many bars there are in the piece. So this is false. C, 3/4 time tells you there are 3 crotchet beats in each bar. Top number is 3, it means 3 beats. Bottom number is 4, it means crotchet is 1 beat. So the statement is true. D, the time signature is written at the end of a piece of music. This is not true, so this is false. The reason is the time signature must be written at the beginning of the music. If not, the musician will not know what the beat is or how to organize the beats in the piece. So it must be put at the beginning of the piece. E, the number 4 at the bottom tells you to count in crotchet beats. And this is true because 4 means crotchet is 1 beat. Next, we are going to take a look at this sign that is called common time. 4/4 time is sometimes called common time. When you see a C at the start of a piece of music, this means there are 4 crotchet beats in a bar, just as there are in 4/4 time. So basically a C is the same as 4/4 time, meaning there are 4 crotchet beats in one bar. And the C would be shown like this on the start. And we call it common time because it's a very common time signature. Let's turn to page 6 and we will go over exercise 6 together. Complete the time signature for each of these rhythms. Question A. See, there is a missing number here at the top. And they have given you the bottom number, which is a 4. It's always a 4 in grade 1. 4 means crotchet is 1 beat. So all we need to do is to find where the bar lines are and then count how many crotchet beats there are in each bar. So this is the first bar line. We are going to start counting from the very beginning. There is a minim here, and a minim is worth 2 crotchets. So 1, 2 crotchets, which mean 1, 2 count. And this crotchet would then be the third count, and we have to stop at the bar line. Now looking at the first bar, you see there are 3 crotchet beats. So we can assume that we're in 3/4 time. So like we said earlier, if the first bar has 3 beats, all the rest of the bars should have the same number of beats. We're still going to go over the beats anyway, just to make sure. So this crotchet here after the bar line, it will be beat 1. This one is beat 2. This will be beat 3. Then bar line. So we stop here. Next we have 1. That will be beat 1. The minim is worth 2 beats, so we're going to write 2 and 3 like this. Bar line. Then the group of 2 quavers will be beat 1. Crotchet will be 2, and this crotchet will be 3, and that will be the double bar line. So every bar has the same number of beats, 3 beats in each bar. Question B. Again, we need to find out how many crotchet beats there are in each bar. So we're going to start with beat 1. This is a minim, which lasts for 2 beats, so 1, 2. Then the crotchet would be 3. The other crotchet would be 4. And we have a bar line here. Stop counting. Start all over again. Next crotchet would be 1. This would be 2. Then the minim is worth 2 crotchets. So 1, 2 here. So 3 and 4 like this. Bar line. And start again. Minimum is worth 2 crotchets. So 1, 2. Another minimum, it's worth 2 crotchets as well. So 3, 4. Bar line. And we see a semi-brief here at the end. Now this semi-brief is very long. That's for the whole bar. It's worth 1, 2, 3, 4 crotchets. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4 beats and double bar line. So you see that in every bar there are 4 beats because we count from 1 to 4. So the answer will be 4 time. Question C. Again, we're going to start with beat 1. The crotchet will be 1. The 2 quavers will be beat 2. Now then there's a bar line already. And we start with 1 again. The 2 quavers is 1. Crotchet is 2. Bar line. 2 quavers, beat 1. Another 2 quavers, beats 2. Bar line. Then crotchet is beat 1. 2 quavers is beat 2. Bar line. Crotchet is 1. Another crotchet is 2. Bar line. Then we have the minimum here that lasts for the whole bar. Minimum is worth 2 crotchets. So we're going to put 1, 2 like this. And there's the double bar line at the end. In every bar there are 2 beats. So the answer will be 2 time. Question D. Start with a crotchet. This is beat 1. The second crotchet will be beat 2. 2 quavers, beat 3. Crotchet, beat 4. Bar line. And then the 2 quavers again, that will be beat 1. Crotchet is beat 2. Another pair of 2 quavers, that's beat 3. This will be beat 4. Bar line. Then there is a minimum. Minimum is worth 2 crotchets. So beat 1 and 2. Then the crotchet is 3. Another crotchet is 4. Bar line. And the semi-brief at the end, this lasts for the whole bar, it's worth 4 crotchets. So beat 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there's the double bar line. So here in every bar, there are 4 crotchet beats. So the answer is 4 time. Next, let's take a look at exercise 7. Add 1 note at each place marked arrow to complete each bar. So let's take a look at question A. Here they have given us the time signature. This is in 2/4 time, which means 2 crotchet beats in a bar. Remember, crotchet will be 1 beat. So above each beat, there should be 1 crotchet. Let's take a look at the first arrow here. They have given us beat 1, which is a crotchet. And here they ask for beat 2. And we need to put in a crotchet here to make it into a crotchet beat. Then if you look at the bar line here to the bar line here, within these 2 bar lines, we have bar number 2, which has a minimum. So this minimum is worth 2 beats already. So we don't need to add anything into this bar. The next arrow will be here. So they ask for beat 1, and they have given us beat 2, which is a crotchet. So all we need to do is to put a crotchet here for beat 1. Question B, 3/4 time. 3/4 time means 3 crotchet beats in a bar. The first arrow is here. They ask for beat 1, and they have given us beat 2 and 3. So beat 2 and 3, they are combined together into a minimum. And we can put in a crotchet here as beat 1. Then the second arrow will be here. So they just asked for beat 2. They have given beat 1 and beat 3 already. So beat 2 would be a crotchet as well. Now then the third arrow, which is here. Here they have given us beat 1, which is a crotchet. You see beat 2 and beat 3, they are both missing. So we need one note that shows the value of 2 beats or 2 crotchet beats, because if you read the instruction, they ask for one note only. So we cannot put in a crotchet and a crotchet, because if we do, we would have put in 2 notes already. So instead, we have to combine them into a minimum beats like this. Question C, 4/4 time, which means there are 4 crotchet beats in each bar. And the first arrow is here. They ask for beat 4. They have already given us beat 1, 2, and 3, so we just need to put in a crotchet for beat 4. Then the next arrow will be here. And beat 3 and 4 are missing, so we need to put in one note that shows the combined value of beat 3 and 4. So we're going to use a minimum here, which shows 2 crotchet beats. And the last arrow is here. Now you see that this bar, well, this is where the bar begins, from this bar line to the double bar line here. The beat 1, 2, 3, and 4, they are all missing. So this time we need to use one note that shows the combined values of all 4 beats, or the value of 4 crotchet beats. Here we can use a semi-brief, because semi-brief is worth 4 crotchets. Question D, we are in 4/4 time again, so 4 crotchet beats in one bar. The first arrow is here. Beat 1 and 2 given. So 3 and 4 are missing. We need a note that shows 2 beats, which would be a minimum. Then the next arrow will be here. Only beat 1 is missing here, so we just need to put in a crotchet. And for the last arrow, this is the same as the question above. Or beat 1, 2, 3, and 4 are missing, so we need to use a semi-brief to show the values of 4 crotchets. Let's turn to page 7. Did you know the time signature appears at the start of a piece of music? You will only see another time signature if the number of beats in each bar changes. Remember, in all these time signatures, crotchet is 1 beat. So let's take a look at exercise 8 together. Add the missing bar lines to each of these rhythms. The first bar line in A is given. So let's take a look at A. Question A is in 2/4 time, which means 2 crotchet beats in each bar. So what we need to do is to add a bar line after every 2 crotchet beats. The first bar line is already given as an example. So this is the first crotchet, which is beat 1. This is beat 2. So after 2 crotchet beats, we need to put in a bar line, which is here. Then we see a minimum. A minimum is worth 2 crotchets, so we're going to write, or don't need to. I'm going to write it. So beat 1 and 2 like this. And after 2, we're going to put in a bar line. And after the bar line, we have a pair of quavers, which is beat 1. Then the crotchet will be beat 2. And after 2, we need to put in a bar line. Then at the end, we see a minimum. Minimum is worth 1, 2 crotchet beats. And that's it for question A. Question B, we see this. If you remember this C, it is common time, which is the same as 4/4 time. 4/4 time means there are 4 crotchet beats in a bar. So we are going to put in a bar line after every 4 crotchet beats. So the first crotchet here is beat 1, second crotchet would be 2, minimum would be 3 and 4. So we hit 4, we're going to put a bar line after number 4. We're going to start over again, so minimum is worth 2, so 1 and 2. Another minimum, we continue with beat 3 and beat 4, because we need to count up to 4 since we are in 4/4 time. So after beat 4, we're going to put in a bar line. Then crotchet would be 1, 2 quavers is 2, minimum would be 3 and 4. Question C is in 3/4 time, which means 3 crotchet beats in a bar. So the first 2 quavers would be beat 1, crotchet would be beat 2, another 2 quavers would be beat 3. There are only 3 crotchets in a bar. We have to stop counting here and put in a bar line. Then we're going to continue with beat 1 for the next crotchet, beat 2 here and beat 3. Again, after 3 crotchet beats, we're going to put in a bar line. Then we start with 1 again. This is beat 1, minimum would be beat 2 and 3, bar line. Then we have a minimum again, which is beat 1 and 2. The crotchet would then be beat 3. Question D, 4/4 time, which means there are 4 crotchet beats in each bar. So we're going to put in a bar line after every 4 crotchet beats. The crotchet here is beat 1. The minimum would be beat 2 and 3 because minimum is worth 2 crotchets. And the last crotchet would then be beat 4. And we can put in a bar line here. The minimum, again, is worth 2 crotchets. So we're going to put 1, 2. Crotchet would be beat 3. And the 2 quavers would be beat 4. And we're going to put in a bar line. And we're going to start with crotchet is beat 1. And this is 2. Minimum would be 3 and 4 because it's worth 2 crotchets. Question E, 3/4 time. 3/4 time means 3 crotchet beats in each bar. So we are going to put in a bar line after every 3 crotchet beats. We start with a minimum here, which is worth 2 crotchets, so beat 1 and 2. Then the group of 2 quavers would be beat 3. So there are already 3 crotchet beats we need to put in a bar line. Then after that, we have a crotchet. And the minimum would be beat 2 and 3. There are 2 crotchet beats in the minimum, then bar line. Another minimum that would be beat 1 and 2. Crotchet would be beat 3, bar line. Then we have a pair of quavers, which is beat 1, another pair of quavers, which is beat 2, and a crotchet, which is beat 3. And the last question, F, we are in 2/4 time, which means 2 crotchet beats in every bar. So just put in a bar line after every 2 crotchet beats. So the first crotchet will be beat 1, second crotchet will be beat 2, then we can put in a bar line here. And we have 2 quavers, which is 1, beat 1. The crotchet will be beat 2, then we will put in another bar line. After that, we have a crotchet, which is beat 1. The 2 quavers will be beat 2, bar line. And we have a minimum here, which is worth 2 crotchet beats. So that will be beat 1 and beat 2. So that's it for exercise 8. You can try to test your progress at home. I asked you how many new musical terms can you remember, like the bar lines, double bar line, and so on. You can write them there. And they ask you to draw as many time values and time signatures as you can here. Time values are the notes. So like crotchet is a time value, minimum is a time value, and time signatures is the number. So like 2/4 time, 3/4 time, or 4/4 time. So this is the end of chapter 1. I hope you find the tutorial useful. If you like my video, do subscribe to my channel so you will be updated with all the upcoming videos. See you next time.